Hey guys, VGManiac456 here, and welcome to part 2 of Pokemon 6th Gen Opinion video. Oh, well, videos. I don't know why I call them videos. For some weird reason, I just say videos on them for whatever reason. It just comes to my head and just says, hey, let's call them Pokemon 6th Gen Opinion videos. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, I haven't made part 2 in a while because, there hasn't been really a lot of news lately. Well, not really a lot of news between January 8th and now, but since May's update, yeah, I've been able to actually talk about 6th Gen more, so I can explain how I like about it so far, and yeah. So let's discuss about what we've known since January 8th. Obviously, the first thing that was updated was Legendary X and Legendary Y's names. They were called Xerneas and Yveltal. Both of which, I kind of like the names. The names are very nice. I like them. Though, I must admit, now that I've looked at them during the months, they remind me too much about Spectrobes. But I guess that's not a bad thing, it's just kind of a weird thing. I mean, I like Xerneas, I still like Yveltal. That's still a good thing. Though we still don't know other types, that's still kind of bothering me. Then on February, we have the announcement of a new evolution called Sylveon. And Sylveon is a wild looking design of a Pokemon evolution or whatever. Not a really bad a design though. I mean, I kind of like the design. It's very nice actually. As I've always constantly say, I seem to say nice a lot, but quite frankly, Sylveon is not really a bad looking Pokemon. I mean, it's a should be interesting to know what its type is though. Again, much like Xerneas and Yveltal, we don't know their types. But yeah, Sylveon, we don't know its type. People have been speculating it's going to be fairy. Some are going to speculate that it's going to be, say, normal, light, love, flying, and stuff. I say it's normal. I'm still sticking with normal, but, you know, fairy, that's still plausible. It's still kind of a possibility that's going to be on there. I'm not going to deny that. A new type might be interesting to see in X and Y. So, yeah. So, on April, they had the announcement of a new Mewtwo form called the Awakened form. And I must admit, at first when I saw this Mewtwo form, when it was first leaked, I didn't really like it because it didn't really give me a good impression of it. I mean, it didn't really look all that good. When they gave me, well, not really give me, but rather when I got the opportunity to actually see its actual full design, it's actually not really a bad design, needless to say. I mean, it definitely looks weird, needless to say, but, it's not necessarily a bad design. I mean, it's not going to ruin Mewtwo forever. I mean, if you don't like the form, don't use it. That's what a lot of people say. If you don't like the form, don't use it. I mean, I like the Mewtwo Awakened form. It looks alright. It looks fine by me. I think the only problem I have with it is that it has large toes, but then again, that's kind of the only problem I have with it. That's essentially the only problem I have with it. Oddly, we don't know its type, but then again, I'm expecting it to just remain as Psychic. But then again, some forms do change the typing of a Pokemon, so maybe it'll be different typing. I don't know. Up next, we have some new Pokemon around on the May update. Here we have the first new Pokemon called Pancham. It is a fighting type Pokemon, and its classification is a naughty Pokemon. And it's kind of an interesting Pokemon. Kind of weird that he always has a leaf in his mouth, but that's, I guess, kind of natural for a panda to always have a leaf in his mouth. I don't know. I guess they do like to eat bamboo. As terms of evos, I can see this evolving at least once. It can't. I mean, that's how I view it. And it might be Fighting Grass, Pure Fighting, or Fighting Dark by the time it fully evolves. So that might be interesting to see, needless to say. Overall, in terms of stats, I see this being a little bit on the slow side. I don't know how fast pandas really are, so I can't really say. Maybe a little bit on the good HP and attack sides. Maybe slightly not all that great for defenses. And much like all fighting types, I'm very certain this thing won't be very good on the special attack. Like, 9 times out of 10, a lot of fighting types are not special attackers, so yeah. Next off, we have Fletching. It is a Japanese Robin Pokemon, and its typing is normal flying. And oddly, it has the ability to learn Nitro Charge. Very odd indeed, though I guess some Pokemon can learn weird attacks. Some are speculating that by the time this thing evolves, it can evolve into a Fire Flying because of Nitro Charge, but I don't know, it's kind of iffy. Most of the regional birds never actually changed their typing, so I'm not really seeing this one or changing its typing either. But then again, they could change the formula. They really could. But in terms of what this thing could be, just what normal regional birds are like. I mean, what else can they be? Like, I don't really see what else it could be. I mean, it'd be interesting to see its ethos, but overall, I don't really see what else it could be like. So yeah, the ethos should be interesting to see. Its stats, maybe better than what the Fitchin bird was. I don't know. Some of the regional birds haven't been all that good, except for Staraptor. I think Staraptor was actually not really that bad. I think Staraptor was probably one of the better ones other than Swellow, so yeah. Next off, we have Go-Goat, a goat Pokemon that's going to be a grass type. It's also classified as a ride Pokemon, and for good reason. Because it has the ability for players to actually ride on top of. This is actually something kind of interesting and new, sort of, except we kind of rode on top of Pokemon since Gen 1 in technical standpoints because of Surf and Fly. Though this is on land. This is something new. But I don't know, this might just be more of a gimmick Pokemon, much like Deerling and Sawsbuck was, which is kind of disappointing, but overall, should be interesting to see how it would be in battle. I could see this thing being good on attack power, maybe a decent on speed, but I don't know about how the other stats would be. This is how I'm viewing it, though. This is just how I'm viewing it, because I'm judging it by how real-life animals are like, so, yeah. Next off, we have a Pokemon type another Pokemon, much like I was having a problem with Roki, there we go, and Finnegan, which, yeah, I figured out how to pronounce them. This one I'm gonna have a difficult time trying to pronounce. Helioptile? Something like that. This is a lizard Pokemon. It's gonna be an electric normal type, and it's a generating Pokemon. It has the ability to have a new move, much like Pancham, which I'll get into in a little bit. This lizard, I like lizards. It's nice to see that they're putting in more Pokemon species that I actually like, you know, based off of species that I like, because I like lizards, I like turtles, and I like frogs. It's kind of interesting that they're putting species of creatures that I actually like. And, you know, it would be interesting to see how this thing would play out, because, I know for a fact that it should evolve at least once. I don't know, it just should evolve. You know, it should have a look like more lizard type, more menacing. I don't know. It might be more of a special attacker. It might be a little speedy. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Maybe some decent special defense. Maybe some decent defenses. I don't know. I don't really see this very good on HP. That's how I'm viewing it. And I really don't really see it very good on the attack power, but I don't know how good lizards actually are in physical attack. So yeah. But I really do like this Pokemon. Its face is kind of cute, actually. It's kind of weird for me to say that, but I do like Fletching and Helioptile, or whatever. Because they kind of look cute. I don't know why I say that, but yay. That's how I view it. But I really do want to say that I think that Pokemon should evolve the Helioptile, so yeah. Okay, so now that is done, now we get to actually have 2 new attack moves, which honestly is actually kind of interesting to know, because they're kind of interesting moves that we now know. Okay, so first off, there is Parting Shot. Now, Parting Shot is actually an attack that will actually decrease the opponent's attack and special attack by one stage, and let the user flee from battle. So, yeah, it's kind of like a U-turn sort of ordeal, except you actually just lower down the attack and special attack of the opponent, which is sort of nice. I see this maybe being used to really decrease the amount of dangerous sweepers. I really do, but we don't know what Pokemon can learn Parting Shot except for Pancham. We know that it can learn it, but that's essentially the only Pokemon we know that it can learn it. But if it's any other Pokemon that maybe can learn Intimidate or such, yeah, this can really kill off plenty of other sweepers. Maybe might end up even lowering down a couple of them on the tiers. I don't know. I might be just overthinking about it, but that's how I'm thinking about it, because Parting Shot can be a pretty good move if you know how to use it, from what I could tell. But again, that's if you know how to use it. Next off, we have Parabolic Charge, which is an electric type version of like Giga Drain or something. Literally, that's what its variant is. It's like Giga Drain. It damages the opponent, and it lets the user regain 50% of that damage. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Of course, the only Pokemon, yet again, that we know that learns it is, like I said, Helioptile. And I don't know how it actually plays out. We don't even know what this attack is based off of. It could be physical or special. Obviously, it's probably going to be special, but it might be physical for all we know. So yeah, those are the only two real moves that are actually known that are new nowadays. So yeah, right now in 6th Gen. And again, we don't know who actually learns them. Now, something else that should be mentioned is the whole aspect of some new mechanics that are introduced in the game. This is not really a necessarily new mechanic, but it goes between what I was talking about Pokemon and moves right now, but it seems like the character limit has now been increased. Like, it increased by a little bit. It seems like the Pokemon names have been increased by 12 characters, and the Pokemon moves have been increased by 16 characters. This is judging from the fact that the French name of Pancham is 12 characters long, and the Parabolic Charge name is actually 16 characters long. Next off, we have Rollerblades, which is a new mechanic. We don't know how exactly this will play out, because we know rollerblades are in the game. This was introduced in the first gameplay trailer when X and Y was first announced back in January 8th. Some people are speculating that there will not be a bike because of the rollerblades, but I still think the bike is still in the game. It's just not been revealed. I don't know. I mean, the bike has been in Pokemon games since the very beginning, so I don't see why in the world Game Freak would actually remove them. Maybe there's a reason, maybe there isn't. I don't know. But there is another interesting mechanic that I think should prove very interesting for a lot of players who are interested in this stuff. Customizable trainers. Like, you could change their clothes and such at certain points in the game. Like, at certain points you could buy clothes and such, which is sort of cool. In addition to that, when you first start up the game, you could change how their faces and their hair color look with the 3 presets they have. Very nice indeed. I really like that. I really like that whole customizable idea. You know, it's your own choice. Here you go. You're not set with like, oh, well, I don't like this character, but I'm gonna pick it anyways because I'm a female or male anyways. I know some males sometimes pick females anyways, but I don't know, it just feels a little awkward to play a female when I'm a male, so, yeah. Though, to be honest, in my own opinion, the protagonist for the male isn't really all that terrific. The female looks good. And I'm not just saying that. I said that for fiction, by the way. I really said that in fiction. I totally remember saying that in fiction. I said, I don't like the the fiction male protectors, but I like the female version. I think this is going to be the same instance. I'm just going to pick the male protectors, though. I probably will. That's all the new mechanics. But there's still there's some other details I need to go over. This is actually the Kalos region. Yes, we know about the region name now. Very nice. It's official now that it's going to be based off of France. Much like how Unova was based off of New York. Okay, fair enough. You're running out of Japanese regions. Makes sense. But, something else I looked through on the Kalos region is that it doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of water exploration. But on the other hand, now that I think about it, Unova didn't really have that much on water exploration, now did it? Actually, it probably has more water exploration because there's a lot more rivers. So that should be interesting to see. But I don't know how many water types are going to be in here because it looks mainly plains. Like, it looks like a lot of plains. There's still some caves. There's still a nice world area. There's still a desert area with a lava place that's probably going to be where the fire gym is at, which we probably saw in the trailer. But yeah, the region looks very good. But something else is about different. The Dex. That has been officially announced that it's going to be the Kalos Dex. But instead of just being one Pokedex, it's going to be separated into 3 sections. It's going to be separated into a coastal, a mountain, and a central, I think. Hold on, I'm going to check that out. Oh wow, I guess right. Yeah, it is the central, the coast, and the mountain Kalos Dexes. This is going to be probably the largest region that we've had in the main Pokemon game. Because it has to be so large that they have to separate the Pokedex into 3 sections. So this could mean one or two things. One, they're going to put some brand new Pokemon on here, a lot more than what they've had in the past. Or they're going to put in some new Pokemon in addition to some old Pokemon, which we've already known they're going to put some old Pokemon in here because of several factors. 1, Zigzagoon is part of the Pokedex. 2, Meryl is also going to be probably in there. Pikachu is also in there, and Eevee is going to be on there as well. So we already know those Pokemon are going to be on there. There is another thing I need to mention, and that's the final base thing is that you can actually walk diagonally. That's kind of new in the main Pokemon games, considering no other Pokemon game has been able to do that except for the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. So that's kind of new. It seems like it still retains the whole tile layout, but I don't know. It looks like on that one city area. Hold on, it's called the Lumiose City. And that looks like that it's gonna be like free movement. So yeah, that's about all there is about X and Y. I mean, so far, we still know that it's gonna be out in October 2013 on Nintendo 3DS. Based off of France, we know this, that, and the other. I mean, I've already concluded all that stuff. What we don't know is the professor. We don't know who it is. It could be another female one. It could be another male one. We don't know that just yet. I'm still lowering down my expectations on this game. But so far, the game still looks fantastic to me. I'm still looking forward to seeing how this game plays out. I really am. I mean, this game might be probably way better than fiction. I don't know. It depends on how they play it out. If this game has some good after game, if it has some excellent Wi-Fi, it will blow fiction out of the window because honestly, I didn't really care much for fiction. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this whatever opinions, impressions, or whatever, rant, whatever you would like to call it. And yeah. I'll see you all next time for possibly part 3, which hopefully will be out in June. Which, unlike this one, which took up until 4 months. 4 months. Seriously. In fiction, I was able to do this almost monthly. Here, I had to do it in, like, 4 months. Seriously. But I'm just dragging out this outro. So yeah, I'll see you all next time. Catch you all later.